on both coasts for us. Good morning, Jen.
You know, I really liked how Matt pointed out that sometimes you don't see flame, but those smoldering piles, when we were out there covering, we saw certain hot spots flame up. They'd come around, put it out. They'd flame up again. They'd come around, put it out. So it takes a lot of effort and a lot of rounds to get those out. And that's why they're concerned about winds, because if you get a wind of 45 miles per hour to 70 miles per hour, even on an existing smolder, that can throw an ember and start a fire. Most of this is north and west of Los Angeles. We're watching that really closely. Some of the gusts we time out here. This is 2 p.m. today. Fillmore is at 40, but watch what happens by tomorrow. Things really start to settle down. The wind speeds are near calm for Santa Clarita by Friday. You know the other best part? We're going to get onshore flow by Friday. That means that the humidity is going to bump up, talking 60%. That's going to help so much you might even see a sprinkle by the end of the week in Southern California. Now, let's talk real quick about the cold, because even colder than that, guys, all the way to the Gulf Coast. George?
We are glad that relief is coming for Southern California. Thank you.
First, let's go back to Ginger.
Hey, up to 2 feet of lake effect snow is falling in western New York. So that lake effect machine was put on. The colder it gets, the more ice the lakes get, and the slowdown will happen. But we still got more of that came from. So this was from Silver Creek. But up in the Keweenaw Peninsula, in the upper peninsula of Michigan, it was just under and hit it really hard. People, pets, and pipes. They're warning, especially from Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, next week. Really cold. Your local weather in 30 seconds. Last week, the worst winds in Southern California were Tuesday, Wednesday. This week, Tuesday, Wednesday. This pattern is stuck as that cold air comes into the east of the Rockies. More offshore winds next week for Southern California. Coming up, we're celebrating 50 years of Space Mountain at Walt Disney World. And Keke Palmer is live in Times Square telling us all about her new movie. Your local news and weather next. Yes, it will be just like All My Children, I'm sure. Thank you, guys. All right, we do have to update you because we still have hours left in that 5 to 70 mile per hour gusts, especially in the canyons, and that's what's concerning because you would see explosive fire growth. That ends at 3 p.m. Pacific time, but we wanted to point out totally different pattern. Now we're in La Nina, and that's where the jet has stayed well north and kept them dry. Let's get a check a little closer to home. I can't wait to see it. Congrats, Keke. All right, so let's talk about the cold because today Houston will update it later. Let's get a check a little closer to home.
I have a feeling it's going to be one of them days.
In the best way possible. The winds are coming down, thankfully, in Southern California. So next week for Southern California. And speaking of that coldest